Check. Hello and happy Tuesday. We are back leading into week 7 with our top 25. I missed last week, but hey, we're back here with this week. What's up, everyone? How's it going? We are here. We are back. We are live. Let me shut this so it looks a little not weird glare. Okay, let's get into this. I missed last week, so this week we got essentially a complete change in rankings. I want everyone to remember that, and I will reiterate this several times, these rankings are based off of who do I think can beat who, and a little bit of what happened this week. Some of it is like agreement with the AP, some of it's not. So let's get into it. Start at 25 down, or 25. Number 25, North Carolina State. They're in the ACC. The ACC is fucking terrible. The ACC is a joke. It's bad, horrible, horrendous, terrible, fucking bad joke. Number 24, Texas. They should be higher, but they blew it against Oklahoma. I've said it. Texas is gonna beat North Carolina. Texas could beat North Carolina State. You put them on a football field this Saturday, Texas beats North Carolina State. San Diego State is 23. Texas and them are interchangeable. San Diego State gets the nod just because they have, I believe they're undefeated. I believe they are at 5-0 or 6-0. Let's check. I should have checked my notes. Yep, San Diego State is currently 5-0. Them and Texas are interchangeable. Same thing, number 22, SMU, they're kind of interchangeable. 22, 23, and 24 are interchangeable. I think all three of them can beat North Carolina State because the ACC is fucking atrocious. So those three are interchangeable. SMU is good. They are undefeated also. I believe they are sitting at 6-0 now. Yes, they are. They are going to be going bowling, my friends. Number 21, the Florida Gators. They lost to Kentucky and lost to Alabama, but I think they could beat everyone beneath them. They played Vandy this weekend, beat them 42-0. That's it. That's not much to say about the Florida Gators. I think they are better than SMU. I think they're better than San Diego State. I think they're better than Texas, and everybody is better than North Carolina State in the top 25. Number 20, Texas A&M. They went from unranked after 2 losses to number 20. They beat Alabama. You beat Alabama, that happens. Number 19, BYU. They lost this week at Hawaii. BYU gets at 19 over Texas A&M solely because they have 1 loss. A&M is probably better than them and probably could beat BYU as long as they play a real football game and not like they did against Arkansas and whoever else it was that they lost to. Missouri, I think. Mississippi State, I'm sorry. Yeah. Number 18, Wake Forest. They are the only other ACC team in the top 25. Wake Forest is terrible. Everyone above Wake Forest could beat them. Realistically, I could even see BYU and Texas A&M beating Wake Forest, but Wake Forest gets the nod at being undefeated. Them and North Carolina State probably aren't going to be in the top 25 too many more. In my top 25 too many more weeks. Number 17, Arizona State. They get the nod in above Wake Forest because, well, Arizona State could beat Wake Forest. That's it. Arkansas is number 16, even after with 2 losses, are higher than Wake Forest because, again, they could beat Wake Forest. Not much to say there. Number 15, Notre Dame. After the loss to Cincinnati, they dropped to whatever. They dropped to 14 in the AP. They dropped a bit, not too far in mine, from 2 weeks ago. They struggled against Virginia Tech, a team in the ACC. The ACC, as I have said, is fucking terrible. It just joke. Notre Dame's not great. Number 14, Coastal Carolina. They're undefeated. Granted, the opponents they've played are I believe have 1 FBS win across 1 or 2 across all of them. I'd have to go back and look, but I'm not going to for this. Number 13, Ole Miss, they get in after losing to Alabama, or get to 13 after losing to Alabama, but going and beating Arkansas in a game that was exciting. One of the more exciting games in the noon slate. Number 12, Oklahoma State, they are undefeated. I believe they started this year off unranked. I'd have to go back and look. I could do that right this second. Yeah. Oklahoma State started this season off unranked, and they are now up to number 12. They had a bye week this week, so they could be higher this upcoming week. I think they are going to give Oklahoma a run for their money in a few weeks. Number 11 is Kentucky. They slot in after beating Florida and absolutely dismantling LSU. Quick note on LSU, Ed Ogeron is probably going to be on his way out soon. Number 10, here's where things get really fun, get really interesting, and I'm going to probably make a lot of people mad. Number 9 and number 10 are interchangeable in my opinion. I have at number 10, the Michigan State Spartans, who if you would have told me at the beginning of this year, Michigan State would have been number 10, I would have probably looked at you and laughed. I have them at 10 just because their strength of their resume is marginally worse than Michigan's. Michigan State's opponents have a combined record of 13-20. Number 9 is the Michigan Wolverines. Michigan slips in just over Michigan State because their opponents have a combined record of 18-17. Not great. Neither of their they've played the teams in front who are put on their schedule in front of them. That's all they could do. Not great, but they did what they have to do to get 6-0. Number 8 is the Oregon Ducks. Oregon fell out of the top 3 down to 8. I'm sorry. I think Oregon could possibly beat Michigan and Michigan State. Oregon has the loss, yes, but looks so much better. They beat Ohio State. I don't know if Michigan and Michigan State can beat Ohio State. I don't know. Depends on what Michigan and Michigan State we get. Number 7, this is where a lot of people are going to get very upset. The Alabama Crimson Tide, in my opinion, drop all the way to 7. The AP has them at 5. I disagree with that. The coaches poll has them at 5. I disagree with that. Alabama lost to a 2-loss team. Lost to a 2-loss unranked Texas A&M. Not just a 2-loss Texas A&M. A Texas A&M team that has lost 2 weeks in a row. Texas A&M that start the season was number 6. Going into Arkansas State, they were number 7. They lose to Arkansas State. They lose to Mississippi State. Texas A&M also struggled with Colorado. Colorado, yeah, they're a tough team, but A&M is not phenomenal. They were cold. They were ice, and then they beat Alabama. Alabama drops to 7. Number 6 is Penn State. This was a game. This Penn State Iowa game occurred. Penn State. Neither team wanted to win this game. Penn State. You could say whatever you want to say about. Oh well, they had a backup quarterback in. They looked fucking terrible with Sean Clifford in. Sean Clifford didn't look great. They had had a little bit more flow and rhythm to their offense with Sean Clifford, and then that backup comes in, and it was just a colossal failure of ugly. Penn State drops to number 6. Number 5, Cincinnati fans are gonna hate me. Cincinnati fans, go ahead and yell at me. I don't care. You are still the second best team in the state of Ohio. Cincinnati is on the outside looking in. Cincinnati Bearcats are number 5. You have a phenomenal win against Notre Dame. I will say that right there. You had a great win against Notre Dame. You get to number 5. You've beaten Miami of Ohio, Murray State. You didn't look great against Indiana, who is probably one of the worst teams in the Big Ten this year. Phenomenal win against Notre Dame, who was ranked 9. I had Notre Dame lower than that, but still beat them. Then Temple 52-3, big whoop. But Cincinnati's still great. They, with chaos, could slip in to the playoff and into my top 5 or top 4. Number 4, this is, like I said, the Ohio State Buckeyes. They have the best offense in the country. Their defense has looked better. Now they've moved on. They've moved Kerry Coombs essentially away from the defensive coordinator spot and just shoved him back to being a defensive backs coach. They've looked better. They're at number 4 because they have the one loss to Oregon, which is looking worse and worse. Number 3, the Oklahoma Sooners. I don't necessarily know if Oklahoma could beat Ohio State. I don't know if Oklahoma can beat too many more teams. Looking ahead at Oklahoma's schedule, they got TCU, which maybe they could beat TCU on the 16th on Saturday. Hard to say. Kansas, they're going to beat. Texas Tech, Baylor, Iowa State, Oklahoma State, no. Probably not. I don't know how many more games Oklahoma's going to win. Oklahoma might win. They'll probably beat TCU on Saturday. They'll beat Kansas because Kansas is a joke. They'll beat Texas Tech, possibly. Baylor's solid, 5-1, 3-1 in the conference. Iowa State, who knows? And then they're going to lose to Oklahoma State 100%. But Oklahoma, just off of the one win or the no losses, gets into the top 4 or number 3. Iowa is legit. They are my number 2. Their defense is legit. That offense is a thing. I don't know if it's good, but Iowa's good. I think if we have Ohio State, Iowa in the Big Ten championship, it could be something. It could be the conference championship game of the week, of ever. And number 1, I've had the Georgia Bulldogs at number 1 for a long time. The coaches poll and the AP poll finally agree with me. Georgia is number 1. They, other than their game against Clemson, where their offense did not look elite or did not look good, that 10-3 win, the Georgia Bulldogs defense is elite. The Bulldogs might not have to struggle with anybody until they get to Alabama. I don't think they're going to struggle with Kentucky. I don't think they're going to struggle with the Florida Gators. The Bulldogs defense is elite, and their first real test probably won't be until Alabama in the SEC title game. So with that being said, everybody, that is my top 25. Once again, we'll run 1 through 4, the playoff 4. Georgia at 1, Iowa to Oklahoma at 3, and Ohio State at 4. Cincinnati and Penn State are the last 2 out, or the first 2 out, I should say. With that being said, now, everybody, peace out, stay classy. We will see you tomorrow for the House Divided podcast with me and Jordan. See ya.